What if I told you you can take an old office PC like this and turn it into a powerful NAS? This is an HP EliteDesk 800G3. It has an Intel i7 7th generation processor, onboard graphics, and probably the most expensive part inside this entire system are 4 sticks of Corsair Vengeance DDR4 RAM, which are very expensive these days. That's 64 GB of RAM. Now, realistically, you don't even need this much. Even 16 GB is more than enough for most home NAS setups. If I turn this into a NAS, it's actually more powerful than many NAS systems people spend sometimes over $700. So what can you actually use a NAS for? In my case, I want to use it mainly as a file server, but also for things like Docker containers and even running Home Assistant on it. And with TrueNAS, there are a lot of things you can do. Right now, I only have a 1 TB hard drive installed, which is not huge, but for now, it's more than enough for my needs. My goal is to automatically sync photos and videos from phones, laptops, and other devices directly to this NAS, so everything is backed up and stored in one central place. So let's build it. First, we need a software called Rufus. I'll leave a link in the description so you can download it from there. With Rufus, you can flash ISO images to USB drive and make them bootable. You can also do this for Windows USB drives as well. A quick note, if you have any important data on this hard drive, make sure you back it up somewhere else first, because you can lose your data during the installation process. Now, just Google Rufus, this is the page right here, and then scroll down where you find the download section. I'll take this version and click Save. Now just click on it, and this is it. You don't need to install anything else. Now we need to get the TrueNAS software. Just Google TrueNAS or TrueNAS Scale, and it will take you to this web page here. From here, we will need to get the TrueNAS Community version. This is the free one. And then click Download Community Edition. In order to be able to download, you need to provide an email address. Then click Continue with Email, and it will take you to this page here. From here, you'll have the beta version, but we'll take this 25.10.3.1. And I'll leave it in the downloads folder, the same folder I extracted the Rufus download. It will take a bit of time. It's like 2 GB. Great. Now the download has completed. Plug in your USB dongle into your computer and open the Rufus software. From here, we will flash this ISO we downloaded from TrueNAS onto the USB. The USB is automatically shown as a device here. And then we need to find the ISO file we downloaded earlier. This is the one. And then just click Start. Click OK and click OK. And it will give you a warning that all data on the USB will be deleted. So if you have anything important on the USB file, please remove it before doing this. And click OK. Now it's starting to flash the ISO onto the USB. It will take a bit of time. I will come back when it's finished. Now the flashing is ready. Now I will remove this USB and insert it into the old PC. And then we will continue with the setup from there. Now I will turn on my old PC and I will go into the boot menu. Now it's entering the boot menu. And from here, I will choose my USB drive. That's Kingston Data Traveler. On this one, we have our ISO file that we created earlier. Click Enter and then start TrueNAS installation. And now it started installing the software. It will take a bit of time and I will come back when it's finished. Now at this screen here, you will need to pick Install and Upgrade. From this menu here, I press the spacebar to select this hard drive, press Enter, and then click Yes. We just click OK. We choose a password. After choosing the password, click OK. Now it's formatting the disk data. I will come back when it's finished because it will take a bit of time. Now the TrueNAS installation has succeeded and we need to remove the installation media, that's the USB stick, and we need to reboot the machine. I will do that now. Now it's booting and let's see if the software has installed correctly. And now from this screen here, you will need to note down that IP address. And maybe it's better if you reserve this IP address in your router. Now from your laptop, you need to put the IP. And this is our TrueNAS web interface. Here, you put in the username we created during the setup. In my case, I just left it as default. And now put in your password. And now we log in into our TrueNAS interface. I will save the password. Now that TrueNAS is installed, we need to configure the actual storage. Right now, the operating system is running, but the NAS itself doesn't have a storage pool yet. So first, I go to the storage section and click Create Pool. I will give it a name. I will call it Main. Layout, I will choose Stripe. I have only one hard drive, and the disk size is this hard drive here. I leave everything as it is. I click Next, and I click Next again. This is optional as well, and Next. And now we click Create Pool, Confirm, and Continue. And now we have our hard drive all set up. Now we need to create the actual shared folder so we can access the NAS from a Windows PC. First we need to go to Datasets. From here we need to add dataset. I will call it Media, and the preset should be SMB, and then click Save. Now we need to go to Shares, and here is our dataset. Here is our Windows share. So now we can access from Windows. Let's give it a try. Before doing that, we need to create a username that we will use to log into the SMB share on Windows. We need to go to Credentials, Users, and then Add New User. Allow access to the SMB access, and then you will choose a password, and then click Save. We will use these credentials when we try to connect to the PC. As you can see, I created 2 users. You can create how many you like. And now let's try on the PC how we can access this. You just need to put the IP address here with the following format: double backslashes before the IP address. I already logged in before. It will ask you for the credentials we made earlier. And now you can access the media share. Now, after we've done this, we can actually access this share from our Windows laptop or PC. You just need to go to open a Windows Explorer and then paste in here your IP address from your NAS. But before the IP address, use // and it will take you here. Then you click on Media, and this is your folder. Now, we want to map this on Windows. We copy this, and then we go back to Windows Explorer on our C drive, click the 3 dots here, and then Map Network Drive. And all we need to do is paste that address here, and then click Finished. And this is our shared drive. We can start copying files and folders here, and we can access them from every PC in the house. One important thing before we finish this video. Depending on the old PC or motherboard you're using, you might need to disable Secure Boot, or otherwise TrueNAS may not boot correctly. So if you run into similar problems, don't panic. Most of the time it's just BIOS settings that needs to be changed. But once everything is configured, this do-it-yourself NAS setup is actually amazing. You can use it to store your photos, videos, backups, documents, and basically keep everything in one central place instead of having files scattered across multiple devices. And normally for a proper NAS setup, you should also have a second hard drive for redundancy or backups. Right now I only have a single drive installed, but I definitely plan to add another one later for better data protection. And considering this is built from an old Office PC, it's surprisingly powerful. I really hope this video helped you out. If it did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and maybe share the video with someone who has an old PC collecting dust somewhere. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.